Hi Beth. I'm sitting outside because it's really nice and lovely, and I figured if one of us was going to be able to sit outside and do a video, it would probably be me. I really liked the books that you were showing. I hadn't actually read any of them. I really liked the last book that you showed. So I decided that I'd make a response and show you some of the books that I have. Unfortunately, a lot of the books that I really loved as a kid, I guess we gave them away to people we know because they were having kids or they were teachers or something like that, or we lost them because my dad's a teacher, and so he would take books to his classroom, and sometimes they would just get lost because he's kind of has a history of losing things, or kids would abscond with them, not thinking. So some of the books that I don't have that I wish I had with me that I read all the time were The Stinky Cheese Man, which I told you about. I'm going to post a link. I always read the story of Zacchaeus in the Beginner's Bible. I don't know why I think I liked he's a short man in a tree. Maybe I could relate. One of the books that kids in Arizona, it's a cultural thing, a regional thing, that we read in every class, in elementary school, was The Three Little Javelinas, which is like The Three Little Pigs, except it's about javelinas and I think a coyote. It might actually be about a wolf, too. I can't remember. But I don't know if that was one of my favorites, but that was something of a cultural importance. And I didn't realize until I moved away how, regional it was. So I'm going to share with you some of the books that we do have. And most of them are Christmas books, unfortunately. Or fortunately, whichever one. One of the books I read as a kid, I read the American Girl series, and I still have some of those books. But one of the things that I loved to look at was the cookbooks that they had, and I had this one and this one with Felicity. So Samantha and Felicity, and those were my two favorite. I never owned any of the dolls, but if I had owned any of the dolls, these were the two I was going to own. There were several things that I always wanted to make in here that I never did, and they tell you kind of how to, do place settings, which is very prim and proper. I always thought that was really interesting. Lemon ice, that was something I always wanted to make. Gingerbread, now, my mom and I actually did use this recipe to make gingerbread once. And it did not turn out well because that was when my mom was working the night shift and she had the night off. And we were cooking and she ended up spilling, she took the bowl and she, was so out of it that she dropped it on the floor, that way. And I wasn't too happy with her. And I've never made gingerbread since then, since that incident. Ice cream snowballs. What? One of the things in this book that I never ever wanted to eat, Beth, was the cream cheese and walnut sandwiches and the chicken salad sandwiches. I really don't like either of those types of things, and they're creamy and they're cream cheese, and I don't like cream cheese, and so I never wanted to make those. In Felicity's cookbook, which also gives you tips, and mostly not as decorous as this, because this is the Edwardian, and this is, let's say Elizabethan, which is totally incorrect. It's colonial. There were a lot of things that I actually did want to make, but there were a lot more things I never would have wanted to eat. I always wanted to try this raspberry flumery. Here we go. And baked pumpkin pudding. I never made any of those. One of the things I would have never eaten is beef steak pie. You don't put beef in pies. They don't mix. It's fruit and pies. Syllabub was one of those things that I always wanted to try, and I never did, and I feel like you couldn't make a vegan one, or with soy milk or anything. Oh, veal balls. Ew. What child would want to eat veal balls? Chicken pudding? Legitimately, it's called chicken pudding. Another one of the books that I really liked as a kid was The Sweet Smell of Christmas. I'm not going to show you the whole book. You can look it up. They re-released it recently. This copy is from 1970. We got it secondhand from someone we know. So a lot of the smells, it's a scratch and a sniff book, but a lot of the smells have gone away. This is one of the ones that still has a smell. It still smells like peppermint, surprisingly. And I really like it. It's a little bear with his mom. This image is essentially why every Christmas my mother puts oranges in our stockings, even though, it's not a surprise that we're getting oranges because we live, in the Southwest and we can grow our own oranges. But I love getting them because, this book, I didn't know that people did that before, and so I thought it was, a really cute tradition. And it doesn't smell like orange anymore, but oh well. when I couldn't go to sleep at night, I would always like look at my Where's Waldo book. I only had one. Where's Waldo the Wonder Book. There's Waldo. And there was one page that I could never do because every time I looked at it, I wanted to eat something because it was the cake factory. I'm going to move in really close here so that you can see this. But some of the things that I really liked about this book were that, like, see the cakes and the details and I have a thing for pink food, pink pastries. It's a Black Forest cake, like, because there's a forest on a cake and it's black. One of the books that basically taught me everything I have to know about snow. I kind of told you about this. It's Christmas in the Big Woods. It's from Little House in the Big Woods. I've only read like one Little House book and I didn't really like it. But when I got this for Christmas one year, I'm gonna scoot in. When I got this for Christmas one year, I really liked the illustrations. Here's the front cover. I'm not going to go through every page because every page is illustrated, but so I was talking to you about the chocolate thing, and this is it. This is where I got it, and this is what I thought everyone did when they lived in places where it snowed, was they made this chocolate confection. This is the last image in the book. Basically, why I love this last image, I don't know why. I think I just like that peppermint stick. This whole book is kind of the reason why I love peppermint so much, I think, because like I associate with these really happy memories of Christmas, and reading this book, and like everything just looks so happy and they were so peaceful, and I just really liked it, and it always looked really good, and I liked the mitten and the doll. You showed me a version of the Nutcracker, which was a really pretty version. The one I have, and I grew up on, I have multiple versions, but this is the one I really grew up with, is the Nutcracker, but it's a pop-up book. Woo-hoo! I'm gonna show you this is my favorite page of this. Most of the things are gone now, but it used to go like this. Woo! And you can go like that, and there's a little animal. But the best part, so you see, it's very pretty. This is also, once again, what I thought snow was like, all mystical and enchanted. Open these. Ooh. It's a magical palace. Okay, this is a book that I would always look at the illustrations of, and I would never read because, I mean, I've read it, like, I know the story now, but it's a really depressing story. If you haven't read it, you should really look at it, but the illustrations are really beautiful. Here's one of the illustrations. Here's another one. Beth, I remember you saying that you really liked the movie Eloise that they did a few years ago. Well, my mom, when she was a kid, she really liked Eloise. And so I grew up reading the Eloise series, and this is the book. We have the original Eloise, but this is Eloise at Christmas Time, which I like more than the original one. And this book is from 1958, and it's my mom's original Eloise at Christmas Time book. So this is my favorite illustration in this book. I really like the illustrations because they're so unique, and they're so 50s. Kind of remind me of Whoville in some ways. I really like the use of gray and black and white, and then a little touch of red. I think it's really classy. So this is another one of my favorite illustrations. I love how she's like looking at a bulb and she's seeing herself, and then there's her little dog there. And I just love like the captions of it. For when you are a child of 6, it's difficult to know if you deserve a present or not at Christmas time or so. So if no one remembers me and no presents can I find, I'll know I don't deserve them. It doesn't matter. I don't mind. Which is a lie. This book has terrible illustrations. What it's meant for is it's a play-along song, and so like you push a button and it sings with you. But I love this book because I love like hearing the Christmas music, and I still actually get it. And of course, this is I sing this sometimes, and no one knows when I'm singing. I don't know. It's this song, it's whoosh, Fum Fum Fum. It's a Mexican song. I've heard it other places than this book. You're texting me. Oh my.